Welcome to the session. We already discussed the transitions in organic compounds. We will see what are the examples that undergo transitions of organic compounds. If you see sigma to sigma star, generally alkanes, cycloalkanes will undergo sigma to sigma star transition. If you see N to sigma star, for example, alcohols, ethers, amines, alkyl halides, etc. N to sigma star transition occurs. If you see pi to pi star, alkenes, alkynes, aromatic compounds, will undergo pi to pi star transition, even carbonyl compounds also. If you see N to pi star, mainly carbonyls means aldehydes, ketones, nitro compounds, etc. Okay, now we will see some important terminology in UV visible spectroscopy. First one is chromophores. What is chromophore? Previously, chromophore is used to denote any functional group of some structural feature which give color to the compound. For example, if you have nitro group, it imparts yellow color when attached nitro group in the compound or molecule. Nowadays, people are using chromophore as defined as any group which is responsible for absorption of UV visible radiation. It may or may not impart color. But it is responsible for absorption of UV visible radiation. Example, C double bond C, C triple bond C, we will see C double bond N, NO, etc. Or we can see ethylene, alkynes, carbonyls, nitro compounds. These are all examples. You can see methyl orange, you can say as chromophore. Okay. You can see here the table regarding chromophore and what are the examples and excitations of that compounds and lambda maximum and epsilon. If you see C double bond C as chromophore and example is ethylene, excitation pi to pi star and lambda maximum is 171. If you see alkyne C triple bond C, example 1-hexane, here also pi to pi star transition, lambda maximum is 180. If you see C double bond O as chromophore, example ethanol, here we have both pi to pi star and N to pi star. N to pi star is lambda maximum more value 290 and pi to pi star is 180 nanometers. Okay, so on. Next definition, oxochrome. What is oxochrome? Oxochrome is a group which interact with chromophore and deepens color, or it presents a cause in shift in the UV visible absorption maximum to a longer wavelength. Any group which cannot take directly UV visible radiation, but if it attached to chromophore, it increases the lambda maximum. Okay? Example, amine, NHR, hydroxy groups, alkoxy group, even methyl groups we can take as examples. The oxochrome groups have at least one pair of non-bonding electrons, that is lone pair, that can interact with the pi electron and stabilizes the pi star state. Okay? If you see the example, oxochrome, if you have methyl, the chromophore you take is simple 1,3-butadiene, the lambda maximum is 217. If you have methyl group substitution, the value increases to 224. If you have protonic acid, the value is 204. If you have methoxy substitution, the value is increases to 234. Or if you see benzene, all of you know it is chromophore. The lambda maximum is B band is 255. If it is phenol, here OH is oxochrome, the value increases to 274. Next one, types of shifts. In UV visible spectroscopy. First one is bathochromic shift. We can call it as red shift also. Bathochromic shift is absorption maximum shifted to longer wavelength is called bathochromic shift. It can shifted to longer wavelength. It is also called red shift. Generally, it occurs due to change of medium. We already studied solvent effects. Okay, in factors affecting lambda maximum. What happens when pi to pi star transition occurs when non-polar to polar solvents? The shift is bathochromic shift. You can see occur due to change of medium. Pi to pi star transition undergo bathochromic shift with an increase in the polarity of the solvent. Okay, or when an oxochrome is attached to a carbon-carbon double bond. If you see example ethylene, how much lambda maximum? 175 nanometers. If you take 1-butene, how much value? 188 nanometers. See, from ethylene to 1-butene, shift in absorption maximum, it is called bathochromic shift. We can take another example, interesting example. If you have phenol, lambda maximum is around 270 or 274. If you dissolve phenol or treated with base, what we will get? We will get phenoxide or phenolate anion. Okay. Here the lambda maximum around 281 nanometers. Why? From phenol to phenolate anion increases the lambda maximum is the non-bonding electrons on phenolate anion readily available for interaction with pi electrons in the phenyl ring. Okay, due to interaction of pi electrons to the n-bonding electrons, conjugation increases and lambda maximum increases. Next one, ipsochromic shift. What is ipsochromic shift? Ipsochromic shift is also called blue shift. Shift of absorption maximum to shorter wavelength is called ipsochromic shift. Bathochromic shift is longer wavelength and ipsochromic shift is shift to shorter wavelength. You can see in solvents effects N2 pi star, polar solvents, change in medium. You can see ipsochromic shift occurs due to change of medium. N2 pi star transition undergo ipsochromic shift with an increase in the polarity of solvent. We have already seen this one before our previous class. N electrons will develop hydrogen bonding with the polar solvent. Due to this, N electrons or N orbital stabilizes and we will see ipsochromic shift. Or when an oxochrome is attached to double bonds where N electrons are available. Okay, we can see some examples. We have aniline. If you dissolve in acid medium, we get anilinium ion. Okay, here the lambda maximum is around 290. Here the lambda maximum B band, here 253 nanometer. Okay, here the lone pair of electrons are readily available and interact with the phenyl ring, causes conjugation. But here for anilinium ion there is no lone pair of electrons and conjugation is not increases, lambda maximum decreases. Okay, other shift is hyperchromic shift. Hyperchromic shift is increase in absorption intensity. We will see now about lambda maximum, means absorption wavelength. But if you see hyperchromic and hypochromic shift, it is the effect leading to increase in absorption intensity. You can see the example, intensity of primary and secondary bands of phenol are increased in phenolate ion. If you take a hypochromic shift, decrease in absorption intensity is called hypochromic shift. It is the effect leading to decrease in absorption intensity. Example, intensity of primary and secondary bands of benzoic acid are decreased in benzoate. You can see here pictorial description or graphically. The right side you can see that is bathochromic shift, and left side it is hypsochromic shift, and upper one is hyperchromic shift and down one is hypochromic shift. See here, shift to longer wavelength, shift to shorter wavelength, and decrease in intensity, increase in intensity. Okay, next topic is types of absorption bands. There are 4 types of absorption bands. First one is K band. K band is, in German you can call it as conjugative. It is occur due to pi to pi star transition of conjugated systems. See, in conjugated systems like butadiene, styrene, pentadiene, like that K band pi to pi star transition occurs and they are termed as K bands. Generally their epsilon maximum value is very high. Okay, second one is R band. R band is attributed due to single chromophoric unit N2 pi star. N2 pi star. German it is called radical RH. Okay, generally carbonyl compounds occur R bands, and these are forbidden bands, less intense bands. Examples, aldehydes, ketones. It is usually occurs at higher wavelength, but epsilon maximum is very low. Next one, E bands. E bands is called ethylenic bands. Ethylenic bands, and it occurs due to aromatic systems like benzene, naphthalene, anthracene, pyrrole, quinoline, etc. Okay, due to pi to pi star transition, and generally epsilon maximum is high value. And next one is B bands. B bands is called benzenoid bands. These are also occurs in aromatic and heteroaromatic systems. Example, benzene, styrene, phenol, histophenol, benzaldehyde, benzoic acid, etc. And B bands are epsilon maximum value is less. Okay, next one we'll say applications of UV visible spectroscopy. There are wide applications of UV visible spectroscopy. First one is UV was the first organic spectral method. However, it is rarely used as a primary method for structure determination. UV is useful for structure determination. But it is used with combination of NMR and IR like that. Only with UV visible spectroscopy we can see some conjugation is there or not, any isomerism you can predict. So it is a primary method, but it is rarely used for structure determination. But it is useful in combination with NMR and IR data to elucidate electronic features. Okay. It can be used to assess the proper irradiation wavelength for photochemical experiments. And the most ubiquitous use of UV is as a detection device in HPLC. Okay, for HPLC, it is used as detection device. Okay, and in organic chemistry, for qualitative and quantitative analysis of drugs in pharmaceutical industry, it is useful for qualitative and quantitative. For determination of concentration of unknown sample also, can be predicted by using UV visible spectroscopy. Okay. Another important application is detection of impurities in organic molecules. If you have any impurity and if you record UV spectrum, if you have other peaks in the spectrum other than like this, we have any other peaks, means you can detect the impurities in the molecules. And monitoring of reaction rates. And next one is used for study of isomerism. What are the isomerisms? You can study geometrical isomerism, cis trans isomerism, and keto-enol tautomerism, etc. You can study it. And for charge transfer complexes, study of charge transfer complexes also, UV visible spectroscopy is useful. For ORD and CD, for study of ORD and CD, optical rotatory dispersion and circular diaphorism, for configuration and conformation of molecules, UV visible spectroscopy is important. Okay, for the UV source, UV visible source, we are using deuterium vapor lamp, hydrogen arc lamp, xenon lamps, etc. Even sunlight also important source for UV visible spectroscopy. Deuterium vapor lamp, xenon lamps are used for visible. This is for UV source. For visible, you can use tungsten lamps. Okay. This is about UV visible spectroscopy. Thank you very much.